Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video we're using the Saharan 2 by Juvia'S. This is what it looked like. So here I use my Sephora hyaluronic acid moisturizer and my Laneige lip mask. Also use my Marc Jacobs eye primer for my base and had already completed my brows with the Kat Von D brow gel in medium brown. I'm going in with that shade using my Morphe 504 brush and then blending that shade into my crease. There you can see the Morphe 504 brush. And I'm just taking that throughout my crease and in a windshield wiper motion. And I also use circular motions as well. Here I also take it into my outer V. And I'm just making sure all that is blending in together very nicely and looks seamlessly as it goes out to my brow bone and out. I don't care about being messy with this, you guys, as I will clean it up. And then I go in with my fingers. I love applying my shimmers with my fingers. And I try to keep it close to my bottom of my eye, pressing it in as I'm swiping. And I'm not very precise with this, you guys. I try to get as close to my inner corner as I can. I stay close to my lower lash and whatever is remaining on my finger as I work my way up, pressing it in, I just slide it up into that. Then I go back in with that 504 blending brush to make sure everything is blended out together very nicely. Here I took a little bit more of the shimmer to make sure I'm not losing any of that intensity in the middle of my eyeball on my lid. And I'm still just blending away. Now I'll leave my eyes alone for now, going in with this Farsali primer. It's a perfecting blurring primer. It has a little tackiness to it, which is nice for gripping to your foundation. So I'm just making sure that it's blending all over my face. And I don't have any harshness or lines anywhere. I'm making sure that's well blended in. Then I take my foundation. Today I'm using the Stay Naked Urban Decay Weightless Liquid Foundation in the shade 70 YW. And this one is a little warmer on me, as you guys can tell when I go to blend this out. But I like using the more warmer foundations, especially in the summertime, because my skin tone normally gets a little darker in the summertime. And this one can be a tad bit too warm, but it still works. And this is where I was saying I don't mind getting a little messy, especially on the outer side of my eyeshadow because when I do my foundation, when I go under my eye like this, is when it kind of clean up that line on the outside. And I'm not a big user on concealer. Sometimes I use concealer, sometimes I don't. It's one of those things that I don't feel like for me is a need, whereas I know some other ones feel like they do need it because they have more of the discoloration that they want to cover up. But for now, it's a choice for me. I either can use it or don't have to use it. It's not a big deal for me in my personal preference of makeup. And I just used any synthetic brush to put on my foundation. I'm not a big deal on that. So now I'm going to take my Chanel powder, and I'm using my rephr 18 brush to add that universal powder from Chanel under my eye to kind of set my foundation there. And this is a lighter toned powder, so it gives me a slight brightness under my eyes, but I use this powder all over my face, and it kind of helps tone down that warmness of the foundation as well. So I put that all over my T-zone and under my eyes, and then I take my M523 brush from Morphe, and I'm using my Bobbi Brown bronzer in the shade Deep 4. And I just make sure I put that in the hollows of my cheek, and whatever is remaining on the brush, I carry it up onto my foreheads and temple. Help bring life. And whatever is remaining then on the brush after all of that is what I carry underneath my chin area, my cheek bones. Going in with the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Flushed blush in the shade Bellini. This is a beautiful peachy toned blush, and I'm just taking another synthetic brush. It's just a regular old cheap elf brush that you can get from any of the drugstores, including Ulta. I believe you can find it at Ulta as well. I've had this brush for a long time, and it's doing a beautiful job of just blending that out. And I only did a couple of swipes, you guys, in that blush, and I was able to take it on both sides of my cheeks, and it has a nice glow to it. It's a balm powder blush. And so I decided to also take my ColourPop blush here in the shade Papaya. And here I use my rephr 05 brush, and I'm just tapping some of that powder blush on top of that Bellini blush. And I like to put just a tad bit of my blush on my nose as well. And then I'm going back with that Chanel blurring powder to blend everything together to give it that flawless finish, to buff everything in together. Now I take off my mask, my Laneige mask that have been sitting on my lips for that time. And I'm going to go in with my lip liner from NYX in Mahogany. It's one of my favorite lip liners. As you can tell, this one is getting low, and I'm pretty sure I got a backup of it already. Anytime Ulta has a sale on their NYX lip liners, especially when I know I'm running out of one, I tend to go ahead and get a backup. That way, I always have it in my collection. Mahogany is one of my absolute favorite ones. It has a nice mauve brown color to it. It works very well with my skin undertone. I love this lip liner. It's a cheap one that you have to sharpen yourself. And I had to turn that fan off, you guys. Do you have a problem with that when you put on your makeup? Sometimes if too much wind is blowing, it would make your eye water. That's what was going on with this. I had to turn that fan off. But now I'm going in with, after I did that, my Pat McGrath Belize Amour. It's one of her lip balms, lip shines. I love this color. I have been running through this one pretty quick this year. It's a great color. It's kind of like a lip gloss, but not. And one of my favorite eyeliners, I'm going back to my eyes now. I'm using the Sabbath eyeliner from Urban Decay, the 24/7 wear eyeliner. And I'm just putting that on my bottom lash, bottom line, and I'm gonna create a tiny wing with it on the top and carry it across. It's one of my favorite blues in my collection. It's so deep of a blue, it kind of looks black, but it gives you that blue undertone that works very good for any type of blue looks, which I love blue eyeshadow looks. And this color I picked on my eyes because it worked very well with the shirt I was wearing. I tend to like to match my makeup with my clothes that I'm wearing for that day. And my headband matches. But see the look? So far, so good. Sometimes when I put my eyeliner on, it messes with my lashes. So I tend to like to make sure they're all nice and straight before I go in with my mascara. So now I'm just cleaning things up, make sure everything looks good. I like to brush out my eyebrow hairs to make sure they're looking right after I did that powder earlier. And this is my favorite lower lash eyeshadow, mascara from MAC. Is the Giggle Black Extended Play Eyeshadow. It is a holy grail for me as far as my eyelashes go. It grabs my bottom lashes very nicely. And I love the formula on this. And this is another one of my favorite mascaras, the Monsieur Big by Lancome. Sometimes this can get a little clunky. Sometimes it depends. But I love the formula and the brush on here. It really grabs my lashes pretty good. It coats it very nicely and separates them good. So I really do enjoy this mascara. And now I'm just finishing up on the other side, making sure I coat. And I tend to go up and down on my mascara, making sure I'm separating as much as possible. I'm going back into that same shimmer I used to kind of define more of the inner corner, bringing that, extending it in there. And just using any small pencil brush. Here's one of my Morphe pencil brushes. Just to extend that shimmer into my corner, inner corner, instead of using a different color. Now I'm going in with my Glow Recipe Mist, Ultra Fine Mist and Watermelon Glow. The look is done, and I am just finished getting myself together here, you guys. What do you think of the look? I'm putting on these cute earrings that I believe I got from Cato's Fashion. Either there or I got it from Target. I can't remember where I got them from. They're very light, but they got that palm leaf look that I love. So, what do you think? Saharan 2 by Juvia'S. Just use those 2 colors. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye, guys.